Good morning, Chasm listeners. This is Megan Herbst, Conservation Planner with the Stearns Conservation District, with your conservation report for Saturday, January 13th. I've got a couple of items to discuss this morning, the first being the new restrictions in place for Dicamba. The Minnesota Department of Ag, or MDA, announced in late December that state-specific use restrictions for 3 Dicamba herbicide products will be in place for the 2024 growing season in Minnesota. The restrictions are aimed at curbing off-site movement of the products. The affected Dicamba formulations are Ingenia by BASF, Tavium by Syngenta, and Extendamax by Bayer. These are the only Dicamba products labeled for use on Dicamba-tolerant soybeans. And those 3 products will have the following restrictions in 2024. No application shall be made south of I-94 after June 12th, and no application shall be made after June 30th north of I-94. No application shall be made if the air temperature of the field at the time of application is over 85 degrees Fahrenheit, or if the National Weather Service's forecasted high temperature for the nearest available location for the day exceeds 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Agriculture Commissioner Tom Peterson had this to say: these restrictions have been effective over the past 2 growing seasons at decreasing complaints of off-target movement. These products must be used without impacts on neighboring homes, farms, and gardens. The Minnesota-specific restrictions are based on scientific evidence and have proven to be effective. During the 2023 growing season, the Minnesota Department of Ag received just 11 formal complaints and 4 responses to an informal survey, all alleging off-target movement. This was a major decrease from a peak in 2021, which saw a total of 304 formal complaints and survey responses. There are also federal requirements for the products that appear on the labels, and those include requiring an approved pH buffering agent, also known as a volatility reducing agent, and that be mixed in the tank mix with Dicamba products prior to all applications. And it also requires a downwind buffer of 240 feet and 310 feet in areas where listed endangered species are located. Additional record keepings may also be required, and in addition to the cutoff dates, Extendamax and Tavium also have crop growth stage cutoffs. Since Dicamba was first registered for use on Dicamba-tolerant soybeans in the 2017 growing season, MDA has fielded 799 complaints of alleged off-site movement onto neighboring properties. So the chemical is highly volatile and can damage non-target plant species through spray drift and/or volatilization. And volatility is influenced by several factors, including temperature, relative humidity, rate of application, and crop stage, which is the need for those additional restrictions. Ingenia, Tavium, and Extendamax formulations are approved for use on Dicamba-tolerant soybeans only, and they are restricted use pesticides, so the Dicamba products are only for retail sale to and to be used by certified applicators. The second thing I want to talk about today is I want to invite any women listeners out there to the 2024 Women in Ag Conference, which will be held on February 6, 2024 at the Holiday Inn and Suites in St. Cloud. The theme of this year's Women in Ag Conference is Planting Possibilities, Shaping the Future of Farming, and it brings a variety of speakers and topics from whom participants will learn about the topic of planning. And planning on the farm takes many forms and requires a variety of skills, and it's something that women are already leading or involved with on the farm or in their work in the various ag sectors that support the farming industry. So topics this year are going to include vet care, funding sources for conservation practices and resources for beginning farmers, mental health and farm stress, which is always a hot topic, farm transition, and emergency or disaster planning. More information, including how to register, can be found by simply Googling Women in Ag Conference 2024. Again, that's the 2024 Women in Ag Conference. It's being hosted by the University of Minnesota Extension along with FSA and local partners such as the Stearns Conservation District. So if you have any questions about how to register or you want more information, please don't hesitate to reach out to the Stearns Conservation District at 320-251-7800 extension 3. And that's about it for me. If you've got any questions about anything I talked about today or about getting conservation on the ground, please reach out to the Stearns Conservation District again at 320-251-7800 extension 3. This has been Megan Herbst with the Stearns Conservation District with your conservation report.